Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure?
Stay calm.
Wait.
Everybody calm down.
All right, it looks like the time is finally actually here. We are finally getting an actual scheduled date for the 3.0 update for the Quad Cortex. This is something that everybody's been waiting for since it was announced in 2020 and released 2021. And now after 3 more years, we're finally getting the plugin compatibility that was promised and marketed from the beginning with Neural DSP. So there's a lot of mixed feelings about this stuff right now because my chair is getting slowly lower. So there's a lot of mixed feelings on this because a lot of people are kind of like over Quad Cortex and they're over Neural DSP and they're like, hey, you guys ship sailed. You had your chance to make your mark and took too long. I mean, it's been a very long time of promising this, promising that. Here's what's coming, and very little on delivery. I personally do have my own problems with Quad Cortex that I will get into in another video, probably after or during the update, so I can kind of talk about what it is that I still think that it needs to become a much better floor unit. So for those that are new to the channel, my name is Steve Sterlacci. I do a lot of digital amp modeling content. I cover QC, obviously, and I also have a digital amp modeling podcast that's it's out right now, and I've got a couple of Quad Cortex users on board. I just did my first episode with Rabia Masad. So if you are a Rabia fan, consider checking out the links to my podcast below. And we do all the units, so it's not just limited to Quad Cortex. I'm getting pros on from every walk of life in the digital amp modeling world. So if that's your thing, check it out. It's been a lot of fun doing the podcast. So I hope you enjoyed it if you check it out. So let's take a look back here and see what we're getting just as a reminder in CorOS 3.0. So we're getting the 2 plugins only at the moment. We're getting, what are the 2? So this will introduce Pliny and Gojira. So we're not getting a whole suite. We're not getting the nameless or the SLO yet. So it seems like these first 2, I mean, now at this rate, they're like, how long until the other ones get added? If you're someone that's playing these plugins, me personally, I don't really have much use for the plugins. I'm just kind of interested in the topic and bringing it up and talking about it so that those that are frustrated with this actually get a little bit of a voice here. So other things that are coming that are exciting in 3.0, let's just revisit this list here. We've got transpose doubler, transparent blend. We've got a pitch corrector. I'm curious to see how that's going to work for vocals and stuff. That looks fun. Circular delay, plugin gate, plugin doubler. Now, are these exclusive to those 2 plugins, I wonder? Again, I don't have the plugin, so I really don't know what comes with it. So yeah, I guess this is a separate version of these, but it seems like they're the same thing. Am I not mistaken by that? Yeah, same controls, same thing as the plugins. Okay. We're going to get side chaining, and all the side chaining devices are going to be all of these. So a bunch of new ones and all the compressors. So we're going to basically get side chaining compressors denoted by that SC on the stuff that that isn't new. Obviously, we're getting the plugins. So I guess if you're using the Pliny X or the Pliny plugin, and anything that has an X means that it's a plugin that's going to be compatible with QC. You're going to get all these, I guess, as separate blocks. These will all be their own little blocks. So you're getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, whatever, dozen or so extra blocks. And how do you all feel about this? It's kind of like a pay to play thing now where you're kind of paying for an upgrade here if you don't own the plugins or if you're not interested in the plugins, but you want to try out some of these cool effects. I don't know. I'm kind of indifferent about it because I do think it's usable as is, but it's a shame that if we see a video or something or someone's using, say, this Gojira reverb, and it's like, oh, I really want that reverb. You can't go and use it on the $1,600 unit that you bought. So that's definitely something. It's definitely a debatable topic here. We're also getting custom folders. Again, I'm just kind of revisiting this stuff. We've seen this. This has been announced for a really long time. So nothing in this update is news. And I just wanted to kind of go through here. The add and change device screens, that's going to be unified. That's going to be much easier, much better workflow. Multiple MIDI messages per foot switch. Obviously, for your MIDIates, that's going to be a good one. Bulk actions where we can actually, holy crap, thank God we can do this, where you can actually do more than one thing. I'm curious if this is going to also work with sending. I guess not. Bulk actions using the new multi-select toggle. Yeah, I'm curious if that will work for sending. So if I have presets for sale or I have captures for sale, which I would love to do because I've got a lot of great amps here that I would like to capture, I'd be curious if we can batch send those or if this is just for organization here. Anyway, on to what we're really doing here. The official CorOS 3.0 date. We actually have a date for this. It's July 31st. This was announced today on the 22nd. I literally flew in from a flight. I had a fly date this weekend. I literally was up at 3 a.m. at the airport in Colorado and flew home, saw this news on the way, and just got right in here to make this video. So let's check it out. CorOS 3.0 set to be released July 31st. Bring in PCOM with several other enhancements. Now we've got a whole thing here. We've got instructions, and I know none of you are going to actually read the instructions, so it's kind of important for someone like me to actually make this so you don't have to read it. Let's go through this together. We have preparation. Before initiating the update, we strongly recommend you create a backup, as you always should anyway. It cannot be initiated via the Cortex control, so don't be connected to your laptop when you do it. Initiate the update. Make sure that you're closer to the Wi-Fi because the Wi-Fi in this is awful and you literally need to be right on top of something. I'm curious if you could plug into your computer and kind of hot rod the Wi-Fi that way, but make sure it's on top of your router. It's going to take 30 to 35 minutes, so this is not going to be some small feat, and Quad Cortex will reboot several times, so that's something worth noting. I can't tell you how many times people are going to go into the forums and say, hey, my Quad Cortex keeps rebooting. Why? It seems like that's supposed to happen. Do not interrupt the firmware download. Don't touch it. Set it to go and leave it alone. Once you're done with your update, we're in post update. If you were signed into an NDSP account that has these licenses, you'll need to refresh the licenses on your Quad Cortex after the update. Press the refresh button and you're going to have a plugins device list menu. I'm sure this will all make sense when you can actually see it in your hands in front of your face. And now your NDSP account can be used across 3 Quad Cortex units, which is pretty cool. So you can actually share with a friend, link your iLock accounts, and you can have 3 devices. As you said before, right now we only have the 2 plugins. And other ones will be coming in as they're released by following these instructions. You can smoothly, yada, 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 yada. Okay, so interesting takeaways here. We've got July 31st as a date. That's 9 days away from right now. So that's pretty exciting stuff. Yeah, it seems like Quad Cortex is starting to move into the right direction. I'm curious now how often these plugins are going to be added, how many there even are to add. If you're one of those people that's really into this stuff, please add your 2 cents in the comments. I'd love to hear from you, and I'm sure others would like to read about it. But yeah, that's it. That's our latest update. Now, they said this would happen at the end of Q2, which was, I guess, the beginning of July. And so we're just a couple weeks late. You got to give them a little bit of slack because you don't want them to just release a firmware out into the wild and not have it be ready. So I guess to their credit, you take your time, you get it right. You kind of shoot yourself in the foot when you announce and keep updating, because if you do encounter issues, people are still going to be knocking on your door saying, hey, where the hell is it? So it's here finally. And hopefully there's no bugs. I would think with the extra added delay of another month here that the beta team has squashed all the bugs and that hopefully everything goes smoothly. And I don't know, how long is it going to take you to install this? Are you going to do it right away? Or are you going to be somebody that waits for a couple of bugs to be squashed? I might do it right away just to see what's inside. But yeah, that's the update. Let me know what you guys think of this in the comments. And if you've made it this far, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.